Yes, indeed. Welcome into another episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. The first for December 2025. We are in December. We are pretty much through NFL Week 13. Yeah, Christmas shopping. I've already got a lot of it done. I'm ahead of the game this year. I'm not messing around. Things need to, because when Thanksgiving's late, Christmas really sneaks up on you. And this year Thanksgiving fell on the 27th, so it was time to get moving.
No, 100%. And I'm one of those people that likes to also try to get the shopping done as early as I can. I have most of it done. I would say like 80% of it. I still have to get something nice for my dad. So want to make sure we take care of Pops there. And I got to get something for one of my nephews. But other than that, like I'm more or less done.
I have, let's see, Annabelle's pretty much done. It might be a couple other throwing things, but I got in early on all that stuff. I made sure to get the damn Labubu, get that out of the way, so that with it, and I found the one she wanted, so that way it's not like the mystery box. Oh, it's not the one, whatever. Yeah, I still got a little bit more to do. Now we got a lot to do today. We're gonna do an edition of I Love Lucy. I went to a local card show over the weekend. Jared got some stuff in the mail. We got a nice smorgasbord of packs today. Before we get going, though, I do have to say I am living out every introverted sports fan's dream tonight at the Sharks Mammoth game, because I noticed at the SAP Center, the corners, there are sections that taper down, and you get single seat rows in a couple of spots in the building. So I noticed
really?
noticed
Nice.
that last year and emailed my ticket rep like, hey, can you get me in for a game this year? He's like, oh, no, those are like the first things to go every year. So this year, I made sure when the ticket schedule came out, I said, here's a list of dates I would like to do a single seat if you could get me one. I was smart enough to ask for like the Utahs of the world. I'm not trying to do that when Boston's in town, Toronto's in town. So, yeah, tonight's the night. So I am sitting in a single seat row, and I am very excited.
Nice. I would imagine there's not really such a thing as a single seat like row on an airline, but I would imagine it would be a similar feeling where it's like, oh yeah, you just like, wide spread the legs as much as you can and all that sort of stuff. So,
And spreading's okay in that situation. But nonetheless, I'll be chronicling it on Twitter, like, a little bit here and there. I mean, but it'll be fun. So excited to experience that. But before we get to that, before that happens, we got to rip some packs here today. What do you got here? Bring them to the table today. You're the only source of football.
I am the only source of football. God nabbit. And yeah, we got the 2024 Panini selects. Did some of these earlier in the season, I think. So I'm going through the rest of these cards now rather than make another quick purchase at a quick little restock. So you see the rookies there. Maybe we'll eventually pull the Caleb Williams and Drake May, and we'll live in retirement like kings.
Yeah, that's the goal here. Because if you just noticed that Rip and Riff goes off the air one day, it's because somebody hit something and we don't have to do this anymore, even though we make no money on it. I'll be bringing more of the Upper Deck Hockey 2024-2025 Series 2 to the table because I have a hobby box to go through that. So, yeah, we're slow playing it here. Maybe we get an autograph. We'll see. Then I had this pack of 95-96 Fleer basketball that's just been sitting around, and I've been fiddling with it to pre-rip it because there is a significant bricking alert there. The cellophane is, as you can see in the photo, very tightly hugging the cards in the pack. So luckily I was able to pre-rip that, and we won't have to edit in post-production while I struggle to open up a 30-year-old pack of cards. So there we go. Now, one of our favorite things to do on this show is get Lucy's, whether it be in the mail or go to a card show. So we haven't done this in a while. Yeah, baby. I love Lucy. Jared, you had some stuff come in the mail. I have a Toy Wiz order coming for packs, but no individual cards. But you said you got some stuff in the mail recently.
Yeah, decided to peruse the old eBay machine, and we found some Devils rookie cards here that we wanted to go with. Went with a few here. A little Dawson Mercer Ice premieres there, numbered 94 out of 799 there. So this was mostly inspired. I forget the player I pulled a couple weeks ago that had like those like mostly like clear cards, but yeah, like
He's been stepping it up for the Devils recently too.
Yeah, he's been asked to do a lot. He's been playing second line center, and that line picked up a few goals the other day. So he's been doing a lot lately. But we got a Jesper Bratt rookie card here, number 316 of 499. Same deal where you can kind of see through the top half of the card as well. We got another Jesper Bratt card here. This one, an autograph rookie card. I don't think this one is numbered, but we do have that as well. I like to try to get the autograph rookie cards of notable players to add them to the collection. So we got that one, and I got one just for the memes. Little Ilka Pikkarainen card. Grab that one just because there's a Tom Galiti tweet out there from when he covered the Devils where he's like responding to like some fan or something, and he's writing, yeah, it's probably just an announcement that like Ilka Pikkarainen is coming back. So we like to use that in Devils Twitter as a joke. Like whenever they're about to announce something quote unquote big, and we like to throw that tweet out there. It's like, yeah, it's probably like Ilka Pikkarainen is coming back.
Is that Rich Share parody account still going?
Yeah, but he doesn't tweet as often as you would like. Yeah, there's the fake Rich Shear account.
Yeah, that guy is
Star Ledger Rich, I think, is the handle on Twitter. Let me see if he's tweeted anything recently.
That guy, listen, you don't have to be a Devils fan to enjoy that stuff. I mean, especially growing up with him and being one of the hockey writers in the area for a long time, that covered the Devils for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm searching right now just to see if I spelled it Rick, not Rich. So bad job by me there. It's still early in the morning.
All about the jersey.com.
Let's see. All right, yeah, here's his last tweet from a couple weeks ago from the night that Jack Hughes got injured at Chicago Cut with the glass. He wrote, "Have a yummy dinner with team and at NJ Tank 99 last night to celebrate birthday of NJ Tank 99. Cheers to great time with great friend. Have to do more often." So at least he has a sense of humor. Whoever runs this account at least has a sense of humor.
No, that's good stuff there. So that's a nice little package that came in the mail. There are a variety of Devils cards.
Yeah, I think I have maybe one or two more that are coming eventually. Probably just a little bit delayed with the Thanksgiving holiday, and you know how the USPS is. But yeah, hopefully want to mix up a little bit. Probably do some baseball next. Try to get some Yankee. Maybe not even necessarily Yankee rookies, but just get some more Yankee cards in the mix.
Now, for me, I went to usually the card shows in my neck of the woods here in Northern California. I got to drive 45, 60 minutes easy, if not more. There was one, my neck of the woods, 10 minutes away in town. Good turnout. Taylor's card show. I was at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Santa Rosa. And, I'm not like I'm not going in trying to trade or buy big cards. I like to flip through the dollar bins and stuff like that and just find like random cards, players, teams that I collect. So I ran into this one table that like he was just giving me deals left and right. So let's just roll through some of these quick. This is let me get the West Coast Rip Cam up on the screen here. And this is a mixture of basically 2 or 3 different tables I bought from. But here's a Sidney Crosby Prominent Cuts from a 2023 National Sports Card Collector Convention there. So there we start with that. It's going to be mixed up baseball, basketball, football, hockey. I got an 8-bit Ballers, Ray Allen, little Sonics card there. Can't go wrong with that. We got a Brooke Lopez foil parallel numbered here. 109 out of 299. The numbers on the back there. I do like to have random nets from the time when I would watch them, root for them. We got a Joe Namath throwback card there. We've got a Topps Total foil insert LaDainian Tomlinson here. Tomlinson, one of my favorite running backs of all time. Love him.
Right, and this is what I would say to anyone watching this segment is, collect what you want to collect, but like definitely go out there and like if you have like favorite players like this, just go through and try to get like as much like different stuff from those specific players as you can, because like there's a lot of cool stuff out there that's been put out over the years, and like not a lot of people know about it, period. So
and if you've got the time, don't get me wrong, it helps when the boxes are organized by team, because sometimes you got these tables where people that'll just everything's in a box and it's like great, like you're going through everything at once. But you got the time, you never know where you're going to find them, those, because you got people that don't want the time to go through it, and that's sometimes where you find the best stuff. Here's a Barry Sanders score 99 parallel. We got a Thurman Thomas rookie card, 85 Phil Simms card here, Topps. Let's see here. Random Tiki Barber card because I was like a free one that I just grabbed at the last minute. Because he was one of these guys where it's like, you bought 10, grab 3 more for free. I'm like,
Okay.
we can keep doing that. Let's see here. I got a Mitch Richmond Fleer 94-95 All-Star Weekend insert. We got a Vince Carter. I thought this was a cool shot. I don't collect them, but I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a quintessential Vince Carter right there.
Oh, that's a great shot. Yeah. Nice overhead
let's-
shot of him fighting, going in the rim.
We got Larry Bird, Upper Deck 91-92, Indiana State throwback here. And now we're into, this is pretty much all baseball the rest of the way. Let's see. We've got Greg Maddux, Randy Johnson, Tom Glavine, league leaders, NLERA, getting those 3 guys on a card at once. Why not? Now we got a lot of Yankees here. Postseason glory, Jeter's November to remember. Back when the Yankees had good falls.
Back when they actually won in October and November, for that matter.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Mr. Jeter, the Yankees are a long way from those teams, and I know the talent is probably much larger on the team now than it was then, but sometimes you got to have heart. I was thinking about this over the weekend. Brett Gardner was the last of that, like, ilk, I think, to play on the Yankees, really, if you think about it. Bernie Williams, rookie there. We got Ichiro insert here from the All-Star game in 2009 in St. Louis, which I actually went to go cover that year with Gary Williams. Yeah, that was fun. We got Jose Reyes and Derek Jeter on the same card there. Baseball heroes. You don't see that often. Another Derek Jeter card here because why not? Phil Rizzuto, Upper Deck classics. Loved watching him on Yankee games as a kid. Another a couple more Bernie Williams here. We got Don Rush, Bernie Williams there. I love the seal on the bottom. Then we've got another rookie. That one's an Upper Deck. Clear this stack out. It's getting full. And then let's see here. We got David Cohn parallel. And then last but not least, so you're going to like this Andy Pettitte here. This is a 95 Topps Gold super veteran. There we go.
Yeah, I like all those cards. Now, feel free to not answer this if you don't want to answer it, because you've got a lot of stuff there. What would you say that like all these Loosies, like basically like ran you ballpark wise?
40?
Yeah,
30,
40 bucks. Like exactly. Like for 40 bucks, Adam just showed you what, like 25, 30 cards of like, and like all these guys that like Adam obviously likes, a lot of his favorite athletes and all that sort of thing.
And
so
those are all going to stay in the collection. That's not like, okay, let me see if I could sell this or trade this in for something. Like those are all that are going to stay. And then I found, and this lastly, this guy had a bin of 72, 73 Topps hockey. So I got a bunch of the prominent Rangers from the time: Brad Park, Rod Gilbert, Jean Rattel, Eddie Giacomin, Vic Hadfield, and then their all-star cards here. I'll just flash them all like that. So I got those, and what I almost got, and then I realized no, there's no point. Is that was one of the first years where they did like playoff series cards, where they would do a card for every game of like the Stanley Cup Finals, and it was Rangers Bruins, and then I'm like, wait, the Rangers lost in 6 that year. I don't want. Get them out of here. So there we go. So yeah, that's I only had I had to get home because my wife had plans. So like I had like an hour and change, and I think I did a lot of damage in like an hour and 15 minutes.
At least you didn't have to explain like what you were doing, right?
Here's the thing. Like, she don't care that I go to the random card show because I'm the one that pulls in all the packages on the stoop. Even though a lot of them say Adam Bernard on them from Amazon, they are not for Adam Bernard. So, there's that.
Fair enough.
So, without further ado, let's get to the first pack of the day. Let's talk a little NFL Week 13 and look ahead to Week 14. All right. So Jared's going to kick us off here with some NFL.
Yeah, we are going to do some NFL, and very interesting week. I mean, got a lot of upsets with the primetime games on Thanksgiving Day and obviously the Black Friday game. And then the games yesterday were mostly dreadful, unwatchable.
Except for Rams Panthers. That was exciting.
Right.
But yeah, no, there wasn't, the leftovers from Thanksgiving were not, it wasn't like, oh boy, leftovers. It was like, oh, leftovers.
Right. And we're starting to get to the point, like, at least in our house, where we're about to do the leftovers again for Thanksgiving to try to finish them up. And it's like, oh boy, a little Thanksgiving out now at this point.
So what my wife did, and she's smart, with all the leftover turkey, which we got the Popeyes turkey again, and it wasn't as good as previous years, but still very good. We did the leftovers one night, and then she made turkey pot pies, try and change it up a little bit.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, but then we had that last night, and then there's enough for one more night, which will be tomorrow night, and then I'm done on turkey for 2025.
Yeah, I know it's a bit much. It's not even so much the turkey. Like honestly, you know what my least favorite part about this entire thing is when you put the cellophane on the plate before you put it in the microwave, and then trying to peel it off, like when you pull it out of the microwave. That's the worst part about it.
See, for me, I don't mind leftovers, and I'm fine with it's just I wish turkeys were smaller. That's the real culprit here, because like the smallest turkey gets what, 13 pounds, maybe 14 pounds. Like it was just my father-in-law and his girlfriend, me, my wife, and my daughter. And so it's like 5 people, and it's like all this turkey. You feel like you got to eat it. You can't let it go to waste. Like it's at a certain point, you let it go. You say goodbye to it. Unlike Homer with the sandwich, where you can't stay mad at it. Like at some point, that doesn't happen with Thanksgiving turkey. Thanksgiving turkey is like, oh, thank God, in the trash, done.
Yeah.
Or compost, wherever you got it, wherever you dispose of it.
Well, speaking of trash, the New York Giants play tonight, so they're now backup quarterback once again, Jameis Winston. We start with him in this pack, the Jameis in the Browns gear there, and Browns. I don't want to say tough loss yesterday because they were never really in the game, but not the greatest outing by the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, let's be fair. I mean, they played the Raiders the previous week, even if it was on the road. Now you get the Niners, who, despite the injuries that they've piled up this year, still have a shot at the NFC West. I mean, I know it's not that long of a shot, actually, because they have Seattle remaining on the schedule. So,
well, I'm sorry to announce this in the middle of the show, Adam. This is going to be my final show because we do have the Caleb Williams rookie card there.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So I will be living in retirement like a king now. So hopefully people enjoy this final episode of Rip N Riff. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. We have Howie Long.
That's a cool one there. The red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I like that one there.
But let's go back to the Bears for a minute, because last week we said they were frauds, and they go into Philly and win. Are we still buying the fact that they're frauds?
Oh, they're still frauds.
Okay.
But
I think Green Bay takes it to them this week in Lambeau.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, Chicago is currently slated to be the 1 seed. They might be the worst 1 seed I've ever seen in the NFL. They might be worse than that Giants team that was the 1 seed that 1 year.
So every week, because I'm a dork, I go through the playoff predictor website and I pick every game for the season, like a weekly simulation because now after every week we have new information, how teams look, all that. I have the Bears and the Lions playing week 18 for the final playoff spot. That's what I think is going to happen. Ooh. Is that 7th spot. That'll be the Sunday Night Football flex game. It'll be Lions Bears for the 7th seed, and I think Green Bay somehow gets the division.
If that's the final game, I think the Lions win that game and knock the Bears out.
It's in Chicago at night. Assuming at night. I'm assuming like you would flip. That would be the Sunday night game. Like I don't know what.
They would probably make that the Sunday night game. Yeah,
that would take precedence over Colts Texans for the division. You know what I mean?
They don't want to put the AFC South on TV.
Nobody wants to put the AFC South.
They want to throw that on a streaming service.
That's on the Ocho.
Yeah, the last thing the league wants is not the last thing the league wants is multiple AFC South teams making the playoffs.
There's a reason why the Houston Texans have never played a wild card weekend game that hasn't been the opening slot on Saturday afternoon East Coast.
Yeah. Last but not least in this pack, Mike Allstott, so legendary Tampa Bay Buccaneer there. I think we've pulled Mike Allstott on the show before, so there you go.
Bucks taking care of business against the Cardinals yesterday.
Yeah, I got 3 packs total here, so we'll go through these fairly quickly, and then we can get to the lines and all that. Joe Alt rookie card here for the LA Chargers. Nice win on the road there in their home building against the Raiders yesterday.
So normally, I went to a Chargers Raiders game back at the old Qualcomm Stadium, Jack Murphy, whatever you want to call it, and that was my first time there. Was Chargers Raiders, and it was like 60% Raiders fans. I feel like more Charger fans showed up yesterday, but it's still Raider. LA is still Raider country.
I mean, there's more Raider fans in LA than there are Charger fans. Like that's just a fact. Yeah, like I don't know why the league insisted on not having the Raiders move to Los Angeles when that was an option on the table a few years ago. But
because Vegas wanted a team, and Vegas is like, I don't want the Chargers. Give me the Raiders. You know?
Vegas would have been better off asking for an expansion team then. Let's see. We have Joe Burrow, who made his return this week on that Thursday night Thanksgiving Day game.
I think they'll win some games down the stretch, but I don't think they're going to. I know the division's within reach with the way Pittsburgh and Baltimore is losing. I just don't see it happening for Cincinnati.
By the way, I don't know if I want to say shout out to Joe Burrow for this or not, but I did. I appreciated the fact that like he refused to have like any of the turkey post game. He's like, I don't know who made this. I don't know who prepared this. I'm not eating this.
There, because like who knows how long that turkey's. It could have been sitting out since 4 o'clock local. And it's like 8 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? No, I agree. Maybe just take like a bite just for the TV cameras and be like, no, I'll go eat my turkey later.
No, not at all. And one more thing about Joe Burrow, and it's not even about Joe Burrow, but I think it's the only way we can kind of work this into the show today. Joe Burrow, famously from LSU. That fraud Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss, taking the LSU job. That phony baloney statement he put out there yesterday.
Oh, Marty Smith
of him, and yeah, that interview with Marty Smith on the tarmac, like just like you know, as he's about to board his private plane heading towards Baton Rouge, and you know, I can't get over a guy who's about to make $90 million coaching football, like playing the victim. He's like, well, they wouldn't let me coach the playoff team. It's like. Can we reenact how that conversation probably went with you being Lane Kiffin and me being the guys at Ole Miss?
Sure.
All right. Sure. So tell me you want to coach the playoff team.
So guys, I know I'm taking the LSU job, but like we're right by the playoffs here. Like and I understand it's LSU, it's right down the road, it's SEC, we're rivals, but like let me just coach the playoff game and then I'm out and that's it.
But wait a minute, you're not going to work here anymore.
Right, but I mean, I guys got here. I mean, it's partially a big reason is because of my coaching, you know. And this
but you're not going to work here anymore. Kick rocks. Get the hell out of here.
All right, let me go talk to Marty Smith and play the victim now.
Yeah. So, good rinse that fraud. Lane Kiffin, who's never won anything, by the way. Let's see. We have a couple rookie cards here to finish the pack. Xavier Worthy with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Lane Kiffin gets a lot of passes because his father Monty was just so freaking loved by he's one of those coaches that like Belichick. All these guys love Monty Kiffin. So like a lot of these guys who are colleagues of Kiffin or like they see Lane as like they still probably see him as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's Monty's.
He's 50 years old though.
I know, but like, yeah, that's Monty's boy.
Yeah, well, he is Monty's boy, and you know what? When he gets fired in 3 years, he's going to have a hell of a lot of money. So good for him.
That's the thing. Like we can hate all we want, but he's making $90 million to coach football in a place that's going to give him every resource he asks for.
They'll give him all the resources, and then when he goes 7-5 in the SEC, they'll kick him to the curb like they have every other coach.
True.
And last but not least, Spencer Rattler rookie card here. Rattler obviously has already been benched as the Saints starting quarterback. They're playing out the string. They'll be in the quarterback business come April.
That's why, this in Jets country, they're worrying about, hey, they've won 3 of 5. We're going to play ourselves like down into like the 7-8 spot and have to trade up to get a quarterback. Well, I mean, yes, the one thing they have going for them is like there'll be a couple of teams there that won't be taking quarterbacks, but we'll see what happens here. Because I mean, that Jets Saints game will actually be huge, and I think it's week 15 or 16, whatever it is, in New Orleans. That'll be big for draft positioning. Like the Jets should absolutely not win that game.
Now I know we joked a few weeks ago after the Jets got that first win. It's like, all right, they got to win now. Now don't make a habit of this. Well, now they're starting to make a habit of it. They've won 3 games now, and I'm not going to say they've played themselves out of the top pick, but like they're slowly starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. You're right. And like you mentioned, they have that Saints game and they're playing better in general. So like, I'm not sure how I'd necessarily feel about this if I were a Jets fan.
I feel weird about this week because the Dolphins are coming to town and it's like, I could see the Dolphins winning close. I could see the Dolphins blowing them out. I can see the Jets beating my ass. Like they're just.
Everything's on the table in that game. 100%. Yeah.
I'll say this. If Cincy wants to win the division, then they need to beat Buffalo this week. If the Jets want to have a shot at the number 1 pick, they cannot beat the Dolphins at home. Like, don't do anything. Yeah.
All right, I got one more pack here, and I got a thick boy in this pack, so I'm very excited to see what this is.
All right.
So we start with a Blake Corum rookie card here off the top here, and then I want to do the reveal real slowly because I want to see what we have underneath because the thick boy is right underneath
What
it.
do we got?
So we have another rookie card. It looks like
Looks like a commander.
is that Jaden Daniels?
Is it? Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels patch rookie.
Go.
How about that?
There we go. He was hyped up in the booth last night for the game. Wow, that is we can probably wrap up pulls of the day right there.
You know, for a game that went to overtime and was actually kind of I don't want to say exciting, but for a game that was close and competitive, pretty unwatchable game last night.
I'll say this, producer. I thought that was going to be a game that ended early and then it went, past midnight Eastern. So I was happy for that for selfish purposes. But yeah, Jaden Daniels, maybe we'll see him back out there soon. I know they were talking about him possibly coming back last week. Maybe he'll be back this week for the Vikings game and they can see what actual quarterback play looks like. We can talk
Hopefully he's back for the Giants game in a few weeks. So the Giants don't actually win that game by accident.
Because they probably will win that game if there's no Jaden Daniels. But that is a great pull. Pull of the day. Already checked that box off.
Yep, and we still got a couple more cards in this pack, but nothing really special. A Xavier Legette rookie card here, select certified. And last but not least, your boy and ours, the one, the only Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets. And Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things yesterday, throwing his receivers under the bus after a loss. We've never seen that before, yeah. So much for all those fluff pieces about does this sound like a bad teammate? It's like, yeah, actually, it kind of does because this is what Aaron Rodgers does when he loses and he doesn't get his way.
And then in the press conference, and I'll admit the reporter was kind of asking a baity question, trying to get him to blame the coaches. But like he's like, nah, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're asking, what you're really asking there, and not going to go down that path. Blah blah blah. Like, and it's like sometimes that just makes it worse than being like, yeah, like just give a bullshit, like give a Derek Jeter-esque response of like saying nothing, like a Bill Belichick, like saying something but saying nothing. Like when you do that, you're giving a window into maybe touched on a nerve. Maybe I do agree with what you're saying, but I can't say that. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, the Steelers are that NFC North is a disaster right now. You could make a really good team if you combine the sum of their parts. You would have a really, really good team. Browns defense,
I mean, you got a lot of studs on every team. I mean, Myles Garrett's probably going to break the sack record this year. Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league, and like a healthy Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow is as good as it gets at quarterback. But like,
you're gonna have a 9-8 team sneaking in. What's going to happen in the North?
Yeah, it's going to be whoever. They're just going to get the one playoff team. It's going to be probably whoever wants to win that division between the Ravens and the Steelers. They meet this week, so we'll see how that plays out. And
again in week 18. So they have those are the two games that are going to decide the division. So we'll see if Rodgers and his wrists can get back out on the field this week because he said he thought he was in better shape to do it, and then when he got out there, he's like, listen, that a broken wrist is something you can function with, but like when it hurts, and it's like the vibrations and stuff. Like I know, believe me, it stinks. But there we go. So now we went through all Jared's NFL cards, the 2024 Panini Select. Now it's time to go through the Week 14 schedule and give our 3 picks. All right, so here we go. So Jared, one of his picks still pending. He's got the Giants plus 7.5 tonight. KC Dallas over 51.5. He gets that. Niners minus 6.5 covers that. So good job there by Mr. Jared Moore. He's got a 2-0 week going into tonight. I got the Texans with the points at plus 4.5. Didn't need them. They won outright. I lose on the Titans plus 6.5. Jacksonville could not do that. And then I got to check the total here because I took the over 39.5 49ers Browns. That did not get there 30. So so no bueno for me. But good week for Jared. He might be able to go 3-0 here. So going into week 15, we'll run through the board here and then we could figure out what picks we're making here. So Thursday night football, both teams coming off of their annual Thanksgiving games. Lions 3-point favorites at home, total 53.5 there. That should be a good one. Saints at Buccaneers. The Bucs are 8.5-point home favorites, total 42.5. Bills hosting the Bengals as 6-point favorites, 51.5 the total. Seahawks 7.5-point road favorites, 43.5-point total at Atlanta. That aforementioned Steelers Ravens game in Baltimore. Ravens are 5.5-point favorites, total 43.5. Big match in the AFC South. Colts Jaguars. Colts 1.5-point road favorites, total 48.5. Titans Browns. Wow, 33.5 is the total there. Wow. Browns 4.5-point favorites at home. Dolphins Jets. Dolphins 2.5-point road favorites, total 41.5. Commanders Vikings. Washington 1.5-point road favorites, total 41.5. Now we're in the late slate. It's 4:00 games. Broncos are 7.5-point road favorites at the Raiders. Bears at the Packers. Oh, that's 40.5 total in that Broncos Raiders game. 44.5 for Bears Packers at Lambeau, with the Packers being 6.5-point road favorites. Rams on the road at the Cardinals are 8.5-point favorites there, 48.5 total. Chiefs on Sunday Night Football against the Texans, 3.5-point home favorites, total 41.5. And then finally on Monday Night Football, we've got the Eagles as 3-point road favorites at the Chargers, total 40.5. So last night, Justin Herbert's that left wrist is gonna be a problem for him. So I don't think he'll be in the lineup for that game, but we will see.
God, what a brutal week. I mean, like, the games themselves are fine, but like, it's nothing really jumps out to me. So this is gonna be a tough week to pick.
So I think that's a high number for Thursday Night Football, but I can see those two teams just putting points up. I could potentially go over there. Let's start there.
I would agree with that. Yeah, if I were going to play anything in that game, it'd be the over.
I'm going to put that down as one of my 3, and I might take it off the board. I might take it off. Let's go through again after I rattle them off. Saints Buccaneers, 8.5 is a big number. Saints stink. 42.5 total. If I had to lean, I would say Tampa, but I don't like it.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. I don't want to lay 8.5 points with anyone.
No. I mean, I know it's the Saints are coming in the building. That should be a cakewalk victory for Tampa. They got 2 against the Panthers coming up in the final 3 weeks of their season. But so this is a chance to get an easy one at home. Bengals getting 6 with Burrow at the Bills. The Bills have not looked their sharpest. I know they looked good against Pittsburgh yesterday. Pittsburgh has not looked that great lately. So
I'm gonna take the over on this one, 51.5. I don't think either one of these defenses is very good, and I could see like a 33-30 type of game, and it's just a shootout. Now that Burrow's back, and Burrow versus Allen, like, that's as good as it gets in terms of a quarterback matchup. And you could see, like, I don't know who's stopping Jamar Chase. I don't know who's going to make any plays on the Bills defense. I don't know who's going to make any plays on the Bengals defense, for that matter. So, yeah, I'll take the over there, even though it's a big number. I'll take the over.
I like that play. I almost like it more than the Thursday night play, but because here's the thing, that's one of those games where even if they both decide to run the ball a lot, because the Bills offense runs through James Cook, let's say the Bengals go heavy with Brown and Pirine, like at some point, like that game is going to go off, even if it's low scoring early. Like Jamar Chase will have an explosive play, and then all of a sudden it'll start to become a bang bang thing. So
yeah,
I like that.
I hope T. Higgins is back, like, off from his concussion, and no guarantees there, but I'll take the over regardless.
So I might take the Bengals +6 there. We'll take a look at that later. Seahawks 7.5-point favorites at Atlanta. If it was 6.5, I would take it. I feel like that, as bad as the Falcons have looked, I don't know. I mean, we just saw the Rams have trouble going across the country to Carolina. I know the Seahawks are a very, very good team on the road, and the Falcons are terrible. Raheem Morris, probably the next guy fired. But I'm not touching it. Steelers, Ravens, 43.5. These two teams generally play, old school, muddy football. I would look at the under 43.5 here.
I think along the same thought process. Yeah, they play that style game, and it's usually low scoring, and it's usually a 1-score game. So, I think I'm going to reluctantly take the Steelers +5.5.
I can see
that being a field goal game.
And here's the thing: the Steelers know, like, you drop below 500, and Baltimore gets that first win on you, they could find themselves in a situation where that Week 18 game doesn't matter, even if they win. So I think this is a huge week for both teams, but I think Pittsburgh needs this more than Baltimore. So I like that play. Jared's going to go Pittsburgh plus 5.5.
My last play, I'll take the bye week on the money line against the Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's a good play. I don't know if they'll let you take it. I don't know. I don't see any sports books playing that with that right now, but if you get it, you let me know. Colts, Jaguars, I'm not a 1.5 favorite either. I'm not touching that game. I could see it going under 48.5. I could see that being like a 24-20 kind of game, but I'm not.
The only thing I'll add is for as fraudulent as I think the Bears are, that goes double for the Colts, and I could very easily see a path to the Colts not making the playoffs.
I could say this: the Jaguars, I don't want to call them frauds. I'm starting to come around on them, but if you ask me who's the best team in the AFC South, it's the Texans to me because of that defense. You know, the Colts have started to, and that's the thing. One thing, and a month ago we couldn't stop showering the Colts and Shane Steichen and Daniel Jones and all, Carly Ursay. Now what? Now what? Okay, now that that spotlight's been on you. Now that you're actually playing some tough teams, what's happening? So, and I understand Daniel Jones is maybe playing through a broken, fibula or whatever, but still, like it's something like time to make hay if you're a Colt. Browns, Titans. At 4.5 is a big number to lay, but I could see Cleveland winning. I could see Titans maybe getting 6 points and Cleveland winning like 13-6, that kind of game. So as low as that number, I know 33.5 to go under, that's crazy, but I could see the Browns winning, but at -1.
If I were going to take anyone there, I think I would take the Titans with the points, but I'm probably just going to stay away.
That's not a game I want to touch. Same thing for Dolphins, Jets, not touching that one. Commanders, Vikings, we don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to play or not. But even if he doesn't play, 1.5 to cover on the road against, like who's going to be quarterbacking the Vikings? I mean, that's maybe not a bad way to go. Commanders or you could take them on the money line -130. Raiders getting 7.5 against the Broncos, who are another team that we could maybe throw in the fraudulent department because they're kind of like last year's Commanders, where they're getting a lot of close victories and a lot of bounces going their way and all that. So, and the Raiders only kept it close last time. It was 10-7. So, the Raiders plus 7.5. They'll have another week transitioning to whatever the offense is going to be post Chip Kelly. I kind of like the Raiders plus 7.5 there.
Yeah, go for it.
I
I'm not
appreciate
touching
you being
it, but
polite.
go for it.
Thank you for being polite. Bears, Packers, 6.5. I want to see what the Bears look like after that game. Rams getting 8.5 on the road at the Cardinals. I could see Arizona maybe backdoor covering that. That could be an over game, although the Rams defense gets Cardinals offense. I don't know. Texans, I could see the Chiefs with their season on the line at home. Tough defensive game. I could see maybe the Texans keeping it close, and maybe if it's a field goal game, they win by the hook. But no, I'm set. I got my 3.
You got your 3. I'm gonna go a little frisky with the last one. I'll take the Jets on the money line. Plus 1.
Why do you do it to me? Why do you do it?
I'll take the Jets. I have no real rhyme or reason to doing it other than they're just playing better football right now, and it's going to be cold and dreary at the Meadowlands, and you got the Dolphins coming up north, and I don't
Jets
think the
are
Dolphins.
Hideous jerseys the Jets are wearing for that game. You should check it out, by the way.
For this upcoming Sunday?
Yeah, it's like all gray. It's borderline like
imagine the stadium all gray.
Yeah, it's maybe that's a competitive advantage. They'll get lost in the seats because nobody's sitting in the seats. I mean, did you see Babchick's post about my row's fired up for this game yesterday at the Falcons game? And there's literally nobody in his row. Like, that could be a strategic advantage, Jared. You might be onto something there with wearing the gray, the empty seats in the building. Maybe they blend a little bit. Maybe a couple of interceptions. For a team that's gotten no interceptions or minimal this year, yeah.
Oh, boy, these are bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. You still want to take them?
Yeah. I'm just seeing this image right now, and it's like, oh, boy, these are
still want to
very
take
not good.
They're terrible. Like, there's no green. Like, I could deal with the whole black head to toe because it looks sharp with the green trim. It's like Civil War reenactment jerseys playing the South.
The South favored by 1.5.
Even the team from the South is favored by 1.5 in Miami. 2.5 maybe. But yeah, so it's maybe you're on something there. Maybe that's going to be the strategy. Now, this next pack here is potential bricking alert, like I talked about earlier. See what happens. Now, the only way I can beat Jared's pull today, there's a chance we get a Kevin Garnett rookie out of this bad boy. So
there you go.
That's the only way I'm beating him today.
I'm rooting for it.
It would probably be the best day in Riff history.
No, in our luck, you'll get it. You'll get it, but the card will be damaged because it's 30-year-old trading cards,
and it's bricked. Like this is how stuck the pack is. Like it's like hugging it, like it's like for dear life. There we go. Finally. Sometimes people save wrappers. This is not going to be.
No.
Trying not to damage the corners. There we go. I think we finally got this out as a struggle. Will we get it done? I might be editing this in post. We'll see. Probably not. There we go. Finally. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's get the West Coast Rip Cam up on the screen here. Let's hope for that Kevin Garnett rookie. We start off with, and you got to love this. This is mid-90s color scheme right here. Dale Davis, though, but look at that background with the contoured basketball, the different colors. Looks like a Bill Cosby sweater.
I'm not making a Bill Cosby joke on this pod, though.
No, we won't be doing that here. We got Stacey Augman, also same background there, picture with the Atlanta Hawks there. We got a Clifford Rozier Golden State Warriors card here, and they say they have 4 different designs in the pack, so you're going to see lots of various stuff there. Cool looking Warriors card here. Speaking of the Sonics, I had the Ray Allen card I got earlier. We've got Sam Perkins here. By the way, mid-90s NBA stuff. Our friend Justin Fensterman has a new podcast going on called Hoops Freak Fensty if you want to check stuff out. It's all 90s NBA stuff. Good stuff there. Talked about the Sonics a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Good one. We got Latrell Sprewell here, one of the all-time choke artists.
Ba-doom-tsh.
Oh, no, I have the rim shot here. Hold on. It's here. Where is it? Yeah, whatever. That was not as good as I thought it was going to be. We got Eric. It could be a little better. We got Eric Montross here. It's an interesting background there with like color. It looks like he's like going for like a pseudo MRI kind of thing there. Like I said, there's 4 different styles in the pack here.
The card looks like I'm trying to remember that movie. There was like a movie like in the late 90s or early 2000s about like this guy that was like invisible or whatnot.
I know what you're talking about. I cannot think of the name of the movie, but I know I think I saw it. I know, yeah.
Yeah, and like Eric Montross is like the invisible man there.
Now we got Horace Grant also with the same background, probably a little more creepy with the goggles there.
Very, very much so. No, that looks like a promotional like club poster or whatnot, and like that's the guy who's having a way too good a time in the nightclub.
That's the DJ promo card they hand out. The little 5x7s were like,
yes.
$5 off admission. That's who's DJ. DJ H Grant.
Nice.
So DJ Goggles. I don't know, whatever you want to call him, but that's his. He's going to be at Sound Factory later tonight. We've got Avery Johnson here with the San Antonio Spurs, one of the great all-time short coaches in the NBA.
Love that qualifier, but yes.
I mean, it was always funny to watch a guy like that short, like going and like getting guys that like almost double his size off the court, but good stuff. Let's see here. We've got Dikembe Mutombo. Let's see here. This is, I don't know if this is a parallel or if this is just an insert card because it's got like some of his stats on the front there, but there. Rest in peace, Dikembe, one of the great all-time big men. Now, speaking of all-time great big men, we've got back-to-back of the same guy here, both insert sets. First up, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, hardwood leader set there. Also, Fensty did an episode about the Rockets recently. That one's dropping, I think, this week, actually. And they really needed to think of the name of this insert series better. I know the times maybe are a little different. Maybe mine's aren't in the gutter as much, but it's another Hakeem Olajuwon insert set here, but they call this one Total D. I don't know. Maybe you could have come up with a better name than that.
Total D is what I call Mike Babchak.
Exactly. Like to me, this is not like it's not a positive. Like total dick, Hakeem Olajuwon. Maybe you felt that way if you were trying to play against him. Like, God, I can't do anything against this guy. I can't defend him. Can't get around him. But Yeah,
Babs, you wonder why your row is empty at the Jets game? It's because people are tired of sitting with you.
he's a total. That'll be in like Panini. Whoever's got the NFL contract next year, I guess Topps has it for the next year or whatever. But yeah, that'll be a total. They'll bring back the total D. They'll buy the idea off a Fleer. There we
Oh
go.
man, I hate to make you post show work. I gotta send you the photo of me sitting next to Babcheck at WrestleMania and how miserable I looked.
Oh, so when was that? How long ago was that?
That was WrestleMania 35, so that must have been like 7 or 8 years ago. We got comp tickets through Sirius XM. So I got them from our good friend Steve Torrey, and I guess that's also how Babcheck got his tickets because I wound up sitting right next to him and little Joey Babcheck.
I met up with him at a Jets game when Joey was like, time flies. Joey was not even probably as tall as like where this microphone is. But yeah, he was Babchick's fun at games. I'll give him that. Love hanging out with him.
Yeah, it was fine until like he left me with Joey, and I had to babysit, and I was an unwilling party to that.
I mean that also sounds like a Babchick. Like, you're fine. I trust Jared. You're good. Okay.
It's like, yeah, thanks. I didn't really ask for this.
Like I have nephews, sure, but like I didn't come with any of them today. Nonetheless, I'm happy there was no bricking in that pack. So hopefully that won't happen here. But yeah, Babchick is a fun person to go to an event with. We'll wrap things up here. Upper Deck 2024-25 Series 2. We could talk about the NHL. Last week it was one of your top players that we were discussing going on the IR for 6 to 8 weeks, and the Ranger season wasn't bad enough. Now Adam Fox, long-term IR, shoulder, never good. Never wanted to deal with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, the injury it's insane how many injuries are going across the NHL right now. And it's not just any one team, or any one player, but yeah, you have the Adam Fox injury, you have Kyle Palmieri, torn ACL the other day. And then I saw this morning that somebody on I forget which player it was, but like another player suffered like second-degree burns, like from like a cooking accident. And it's just like, what the hell is going on in this league that like this continues to be a thing like that? Like that's the third major like off ice, like non, I guess technically food related injury. Like if you want to count Jack Hughes getting injured at a team dinner, and it's just like, do these people just need like to be supervised like 24/7, like everywhere they go? Like, what's going on here?
So St. Louis, Blues had 2 injury announcements. They lose Jimmy Snuggerud to a wrist injury and surgery. That sucks because he's one of the few guys that can put the puck in the net on team. It was Alexei Toropchenko.
That's right. Yes.
Who sustained scalding burns to his legs in a home accident. So, I mean, I don't know what happened. To me, maybe like he was cooking some bacon in the pot, the pan tipped over and poured on his leg. I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot of freak injury. Like you said, it's crazy how many freak injuries there have been in the NHL this year. So, and to boot, the Olympics, which are like 3 months away, give or take, the rink's not ready, and they don't have a plan B. And
they don't have a plan B, and like,
and the ice there is supposed to be not great either. So, like, somebody's getting hurt over there. Somebody's significant.
The NHL, like, I know they can't do anything at this point. It's a little late because they collectively bargained it, but the NHL is just dreading sending their players over there.
I mean, Bettman has already came out and said, like, I have nothing to do with what goes over there. Like, he's already distanced himself from whatever train. And listen, every Olympics, summer and winter, there's always these stories going, as far back as you can remember, like, oh, things are X amount of time away and things aren't done. What are they going to do? And then it always gets off the ground. But the fact that they were already talking about the ice surface being an issue like a month or two ago, like, that concerns me because it's the Olympics. So everybody that's playing and representing their country is a top 2 line player that if they get hurt over there, it's going to have an impact on their team for the remainder of the season. I understand the players, they want to play for their country and they absolutely should, but like, it's kind of a joke that like we're talking about a major international tournament, all eyeballs on it, and like, oh, the ice surface might not be great. And, oh, we don't even know if the bill, like, what are we doing? Like, this is not like some locally run tournament where like, oh, there was a delay with something and that, like, come on now, the Olympics.
2 things. One, I texted you the photo of me and Babcheck from WrestleMania, so you'll have that in your text in a moment. And secondly, it's like we always say about the NHL: best sport, worst run league.
Yeah, I think that's Oh yeah, I'll have to add this in post later, but he looks so happy and you look so miserable. It's like a complete opposite. Let's see here. All right, let's get to the hockey cards here. We got Oscar Sundquist, speaking of the St. Louis Blues. Jeff Petrie with the Red Wings, who are slowly going back to where they belong in the standings after starting the season strong.
Well, good. I'm. You know what? The Red Wings really pissed me off last week with how they played against the Devils, and
That got feisty at the end.
They're the Timu Florida Panthers. They're a team full of is there a bigger fake tough guy in the league than Dylan Larkin?
He likes to act it. That is true.
Yeah, he likes to stick his nose in there and start stuff, but you got heaven forbid there's any pushback, and then he just runs and cowers and runs away, and I cannot enjoy the demise of the Red Wings more. I hope they lose the next 10 out of their next 11 or so and just remove themselves from the equation entirely.
I mean, you got to assume that, the Panthers and the Maple Leafs are behind them in the standings. Hey, Florida's going to get Kachuk back at some point, and they'll probably start playing better when that happens. Toronto, they could figure out the goaltending. They'll probably pull ahead of Detroit in the standings. They'll fall to their rightful place at some point. They're basically a power play team that bullies teams worse than them. That's what they are. So eventually those teams get exposed in the standings.
Congratulations. You're the Timu Florida Panthers.
And here's the other thing. With the Adam Fox injury that I mentioned earlier, there was
we didn't talk about that.
Bro, there was no response. What pissed me off is you see again, and listen, sometimes things happen, but there has to be a response. And you see one of your top 3 players that happened to them, and there was nothing. This team is washed. This team don't want to play for Drury. If Jim Dolan's smart, get rid of Drury.
You can't get pushed around, and you can't let questionable hits. I don't care if it's clean or not. You can't let questionable hits to your best players go unanswered.
Okay, JT Miller up at that canvas here. Nice pull with the Canucks. But aren't you supposed to be one of these warrior types? Don't fuck with my team types. You look like it there. You sure look like it. Where's that attitude? You see your best defenseman go down, one of the main sources of your offense.
I can't believe they gave him the captaincy.
It should have been Trocheck. And I know hindsight's 2020, but it should have been Trocheck all along. If you were going to give it to anybody. Rasmus Sandin with the Capitals there. We got Robert Thomas with a lot of Blues talk today. Blues just disappointing overall this year. Them in Nashville will be jockeying for last place in the Central, it seems like. Sean Couturier with the Flyers, who have been on the rise recently. That Metropolitan Division now, after Carolina with the Jack Hughes injury, not to say it's wide open, but there are spots. The Devils are going to get one of those spots, but that third spot is very much up for grabs right now.
Nothing's assured. The good thing for the Devils so far is that they've managed it well without Jack Hughes. I think they're 4-4 without him now. So as long as they keep playing around 500, they'll eventually get Jack back and they'll be fine. But yeah, it's a tough loss Saturday against the Flyers. So you better make up for it tonight against Columbus.
For better or worse, the Devils have a lot of experience playing without their top player. So
yeah, well, that's true, unfortunately.
They'll figure it out. Again, heavy with the Blues. We got Scott Perunovich here. We got another Flyer, Bobby Brink. So Owen Tippett's starting to come into his own there in Philly. I think that's a team I think next year is going to take that jump and be one of the top 3 in the Metro. Guy who's been a disappointment this year, Braden Point.
Yeah, he's had a really down year, and it's got to be injury related with him, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
A guy like him doesn't just fall. He goes from being a top 2 center for Team Canada to, Tampa's still in first place, but I'm going to bring up point stats now, but he's just, as a guy who's got him in fantasy on multiple squads, what happened, dude? You were a top 2 round pick. He had 3 goals, 8 assists in 21. You can't have that.
That's a very slow start. He's got to be playing through something.
Yeah.
If the Olympics weren't this year, he probably would have just taken time off, would be my guess. But
if he wants to play in the Olympics, he better get going soon, because that's something with the way Bedard and Celebrini and some of these other guys are coming up. I don't know if Braden Point gets bumped off the team, but he may not be a top 2 center for them if this continues. 3 cards to go here. We got Logan Stankoven. Welcome aboard with the Stars, of course, part of that big Rantanen trade now with the Hurricanes. And we close out with a Chris Merez special here. We got Nick Suzuki, the better centers in the league there with the Canadians, and then a Lane Hudson Upper Deck Portraits rookie, which I think I have already, so I may have to send him that double.
Yeah, you could definitely be a good friend and send him the double there.
Well, I know we only got a couple of minutes here, but one of the things I'm encountering that's become frustrating with U.S. Canadian relations is a lot of guys that I would buy off like Facebook. They post in like card groups and stuff like that. They won't ship to the United States anymore. It's just not worth the hassle with the extra paperwork and cost and all that. So like, there's a lot of times recently where I've been seeing stuff and I'll go to claim it and they'll be like, "Sorry, not shipping to the United States right now." I'm like, I understand, but like that sucks.
Yeah, that's annoying, but hey, at least we're making America great again.
That's what we do. It's getting greater every day. So let's talk about what's coming up here. You got YouTube at Jared Moore Poker. Great poker content coming out. I believe you were pretty ahead on your content there, so kudos to you. You're not a total D in that department. Then all about the jersey.com. What's the next article coming out for the Devils?
It's Wednesday, and this is gonna be a good one. This is me. One of these talking heads in Toronto said something really absurd the other day. Like, yeah, the Quinn Hughes package has to include like Jesper Bratt and Simone Nemec. So my article is basically saying, yeah, sorry, Vancouver, you're not getting as much for Quinn Hughes as you think you're gonna get.
Especially, and that's the thing, because Quinn, everybody knows he wants to play with his brothers. Like, it's going to make other teams can come in, but they're not going to. It's tough to kick the tires on something is probably not going to want to come to you. So, like, Vancouver's going to have a limited market to deal with, I feel like.
If they were actually serious about trading Quinn, they would just ship him to the highest bidder, and it probably won't be the Devils. But like, there's a lot of value in adding a Quinn Hughes for 2 playoff runs, even if you know that you're probably not going to ultimately resign him. Like, if you're a team that is like on the cusp, like if you're Carolina, you should probably be like all in on that. But like, but yeah, if I were the Devils in general, like, yeah, you're not getting like Jesper Bratt. Like, Jesper Bratt's got a no move clause. You think Jesper Bratt sees that dumpster fire in Vancouver and he's like, yeah, oh yeah, you know what? Can't wait to go to the Pacific Northwest and play there. Sign me up.
I can't wait to leave the team on the rise, and that might win a cup in the next few years, to go to a team that's got no shot at a cup for probably the next 7 to 8 years minimum. Yeah, that's
right.
What
like,
I want.
It's one thing with like, right. Like, it's one thing with like Simone Nemec, who, by the way, I think is slowly becoming like untouchable in that regard as well. So that's a whole other thing. But you could tell me that a Quinn Hughes trade features a Simone Nemec, and I wouldn't be surprised by it, because like, he's a top prospect who's playing well right now. So like, I would get it. But that's one thing. But like, you're not getting like a Nico Hischier for Quinn Hughes. Like, you're not getting a Jesper Bratt.
Yeah, take a hike. You're not taking the whole point is for us to maintain our ability to go towards Stanley Cup, not to trade 6 of one for half a dozen of another. Like, that's not how this is going.
Right. This is as bad as like the Montreal Canadiens a few years ago with the Josh Anderson stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Josh Anderson, yeah, give us Luke Hughes. You can have Josh Anderson." It's like, pound sand, motherfucker. You're not getting him.
Okay, for Josh Anderson, sure. Plenty of hockey coverage over at Total Hockey Now, which is back to Thursdays this week. We altered the schedule last week with Thanksgiving being Thursday. We came at you Tuesday, so we're back to our Thursday this week. And also, you can catch whatever hockey picks I'm making Fridays through Tuesdays over at wizardsportspicks.com. So posting stuff over there as well. But that'll do it for this edition of Rip N Riff. For at Mr. Jared Moore, I am at Pucking Thoughts. Adam Bernard, tail his football picks. He's been doing better than me lately. He has a chance to go 3-0 if the Giants can cover tonight. But we're back with you another edition of Rip N Riff next Monday. Plenty of hockey, plenty of football. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you then.